Is there sort of a different kind of reset? I know you guys try to treat every game mostly the same and have the same approach, but is there sort of a different reset kind of given all that was on the line in this last game and kind of going through the pain of that loss?
Not really. I mean, we haven't done anything differently. I think it's maybe affected other people more than it normally affected us. It hurt. There's no doubt about it. There's some discussion in the community and different things that we crossed paths with some people. It was obviously a packed house, and it was a game that meant a lot to every one of us, fans and players and coaches included. But that's one thing I really am kind of proud about with our last 4 years is, the win-lose thing feels good when you win. It hurts when you lose. Maybe it hurts a little bit more after this one. But it doesn't change, the way we're breaking down film and going to meet today and kind of stay consistent with the effort and the preparation and try to bounce back for the next game. Make a nice little file of if we get a chance to play Arizona game, what do we need to improve on and really just move on here to the Washington trip, take the next step.
You like to use a lot of boxing terminology like heavyweight fight and punch and counter punch. I'm wondering if there is any story behind those analogies.
No, I just think there's a lot of comparisons you can make with that, and you watch enough SportsCenter and read enough articles and stuff that you guys do, and I think that a lot of things apply from other sports, football in particular, boxing. It's like we talked about it in a timeout late in that game against Arizona, that it's a heavyweight fight, and you're in about round 13, and I felt like maybe we had a little bit of an advantage playing at home and having some fresher bodies. Went into our bench a little bit deeper, not as deep as maybe we did against Arizona State, but I think those sports that are challenging, like boxing and wrestling, to me, I've done them both, and they're two of the hardest things I've ever done in terms of, not just the mental toughness, but physical. It's really a challenge, and you've got to be in great condition to do them both. So I think maybe that ties in a little bit. A lot of our guys probably haven't boxed or wrestled, but for those that have experienced it, kind of understand the relationship that I'm talking about.
Larry, I know you go into each game the same way, but you've got an object in the rearview mirror in Oregon that's right on your tail now. Is there any extra pressure on this road trip to get things done because of that?
No, none at all. We weren't trying to finish second place in this league. That's never been a goal. Our goal was to play 18 games the regular season. Once everybody's games are reported, then they can figure out who you play in Vegas, and it's the next deal. So it's never made a difference to me. My goal has always been to try to win the Pac-12 tournament. That's a consistent goal. That's the surefire way to have your ticket punched to the NCAA tournament, and that's been a consistent goal regardless of what happens in the regular season. So there's a number of ways we can go about it. Maybe you're an at-large team, but the regular season really doesn't matter, and I think you have to be careful what you wish for. It's fun, I think, for fans, and even my family members are talking about which region you want to be in, who you want to avoid, and even taking it into the Pac-12 tournament, who don't you want to play? It's like, you know what? That stuff is so irrelevant because who knows? Maybe you try to dodge somebody, and in dodging them, you run into a buzzsaw, or the team you were trying to buzz, maybe, or to avoid, maybe they've got some kind of injury. So I think you just always, it's a lesson in life that you take care of what it is you can control, and everything else will fall into place. And that's something I think we've remained pretty true to, and not worrying about who's chasing us or who we're chasing or anything like that. Just try to figure out a way to beat Washington State.
I talked to the kids on the front of the line that camped out for a couple nights, and they told me that you brought them a fire pit and some firewood Saturday morning. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, I had a hard time sleeping. Actually, the last couple nights I've had a hard time sleeping. I woke up at 3:40, and I realized how cold. I took the dogs for a walk at home, and I realized how cold it was outside, and the wind was kind of howling. And so I went down there and checked out what they had, and it was those propane kind of overhead heaters, which weren't getting a whole lot accomplished. And so I've got a big fire, which reminds me I should go out there and see if it's still there, because I got to take it home. And then bought, those little packs of wood, bought about 10 packs, and then Coach Parrish brought him a bunch of wood too. So just trying to create a little bit. People started moseying out of their tents. It was pretty cool early in the morning. I think they heard the wood popping, and we got about 20 people outside. And there's, it's fun. Sitting around a campfire, just smelling it and getting on my clothes kind of reminded me of summertime and some of those 4th of July get-togethers. So, it was fun. Hung out with them, and it was quite a sacrifice, I thought, for all those people to do what they did. And as I said in the post game, I think everybody really held up their end of the bargain. Our fans and students and the band and the dance and you name it, right on down the line. Everybody held up their end of the bargain, and we just came up a little bit short from keeping it from being a perfect evening.